This is the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Tuesday, the 12th of February. I'm Michael Groff. It was a chilly start to what will otherwise be a glorious day out there today. Mostly sunny skies this morning, some clouds by this afternoon, and highs will get up into the mid-60s. But believe it or not, rain is just around the corner. In fact, a prolonged period of cooler and unsettled conditions looks to come in here starting late tomorrow and continuing all the way through much of next week. Let's talk about it first. The almanac from yesterday managed to get up to just 59 degrees at Sky Harbor, the low 43. And outside right now here at 8:45 a.m., we've got mostly sunny skies out there and 45 degrees presently. Dew points at 26, humidity 49%. The winds are light and the barometer is rising. Temperatures around the area this morning, still some 30s lurking about, but most of us are now starting to rise through the 40s. That'll continue as there's plenty of sun out there. Upper air look this morning, we've got a big trough out over the nation's midsection heading through the Great Lakes and ultimately for the Northeast, a major winter storm going on there, kind of a quasi-zonal flow around here now, and that's going to be the trend for a little while. The watch warning map, it's a big mess. We've got ice storm warnings around Chicago, parts of northern Indiana, southern Michigan. Winter storm warnings extend from eastern Minnesota and Iowa all the way through the Great Lakes and the Northeast. Lots of snow piling up there, ice accumulation. Just forget about it. Plenty of travel delays, and it's just a headache, a nightmare up there. Also, some winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, wind advisories in much of the Northwest, from the Sierra northward through the Cascades and the Sawtooth Mountains. Convective outlook for today, a marginal risk of severe storms for parts of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, and some thunder in the southeast. Otherwise, not a whole lot happening there. And the precipitation outlook valid through next Tuesday morning around here. Rainfall amounts in the valley, 3/4 of an inch or so. Certainly heavier totals in northern Arizona and southern California will be getting soaked. We've been talking about this for a while. It's great news for them. It's great news for us. And we'll break it all down now as we take a look at the models and check out this rather complex situation. Here we go to the GFS. It's the Global Forecasting System. This is the 06Z run. This is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. We've got our upper trough moving through the Great Lakes, a shortwave transitory ridge out here in the southwest. So down at the surface today, mostly sunny skies this morning, will become partly sunny by this afternoon. High temperatures in the mid-60s. Tonight, plenty of high clouds around, mostly cloudy. Lows mid to upper 40s, so it will be warmer. And then tomorrow, we've got our system moving into the western states, and a very deep layered westerly flow starts to develop over the western continental United States. And so as a result, plenty of Pacific moisture will be on the increase. Most of that's going to be north of us for the time being, but we will see lots of clouds tomorrow. We'll just call the day cloudy, kind of overcast. Highs near 70, fairly mild. And then by tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, we'll start to see a small chance of showers come into the valley. The better chances will be up north. No obvious forcing mechanism, just a fast-moving westerly flow. So kind of sprinkles or just light showers initially here in the valley, off and on, hit and miss, through the night tomorrow and into early Thursday. But then as we go through the day on Thursday, despite the fact that the flow pattern remains fairly zonal, not a very high amplitude system, we'll have a short wave come through, and with this very deep Pacific moisture overhead, it doesn't take a whole lot to trigger rain, and so we'll see widespread light to moderate rain through Thursday afternoon, much of Thursday night, and even into Friday morning. So highs on Thursday will be in the mid and upper 60s. It'll still be fairly mild with lots of warm, relatively warm Pacific moisture overhead. Friday morning off the GFS continues with the threat of widespread light to moderate rain. And then the day on Friday, we'll start to see some decrease in clouds. It'll be a little bit drier, but still hit and miss type showers will be with us. So highs on Friday will be in the mid 60s. Let's go to Saturday. We'll still keep a slight chance of showers in the forecast. Again, I don't think it's going to rain all day. In fact, we'll probably see at least some degree of sun, a mix of sun and clouds. But just know that there's a threat of passing showers. And highs again in the low to mid 60s. Sunday, highs near 60 as cooler air begins to descend across the west as troughing now begins to deepen and the pattern becomes much more amplified again. So that cold air will filter on down. Then Monday, indications of a closed low potentially developing and moving over Arizona. The European is much more bullish on this idea, but the GFS is starting to get on board with this. A much colder system So we could see snow levels coming down to around 3,000, 3,500, 4,000 feet, somewhere in that range. So watch out for that. High temperatures only in the mid-50s and a continued small chance of showers. We might have to increase the chance of rain here for early next week. Then let's go to a week from today. This is Tuesday, the 19th. That still looks cold and unsettled here across the southwest with the potential of rain. Now, some of these systems, it depends on the exact positioning of these short waves. The European is a bit further west and a bit colder with these features. In fact, the European is only showing a high near 50 for next Tuesday. That's probably a little bit too cool, but still the idea of much colder air in here still looks likely. And then if we go out 10 days, this is the end of the period, Thursday the 21st, and that still looks cool and unsettled. And if we take a look at the European at that same time, it's still showing chances of rain in here. So much of next week could be cool and unsettled. Not going to rain every day probably, but the chance is going to be with us. So this is a rather unusual February, but one that I think very few of us are going to be complaining about. We really need the rain around here. Speaking of rain, let's check out the QPF coming off of the European Ensemble. There's 51 members here, and you see some of them are showing some rather robust rainfall. The Ensemble mean is at the bottom. So starting Thursday, it looks like rain starts to pick up. The Ensemble has, over the next couple of weeks, almost 1.2 inches of rain here in Phoenix. So that's pretty interesting. And again, some of those members are showing 2 and 3 inch amounts. I don't think we're going to get that much, but again, that idea of cool and unsettled conditions looks to continue through much of the month. All right, temperatures coming off of the GFS Ensemble through the period. Highs getting a little bit warmer despite the clouds and the threat of precipitation here through midweek, and then we'll cool it off for the weekend and next week. And high temperatures very well may be cooler than what's shown here. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video back here tomorrow morning. If you like our videos, be sure to subscribe so that whenever we post a brand new one, you'll get the notifications. And your comments, questions, and suggestions are always encouraged as well. Be safe out there. Thank you so much for watching, and have yourselves a great Tuesday.